how to protect from psychic attack. Well, honestly, the best way to protect from psychic attack is to like learn how to use your psychic skills and know everything about the psychic world because you can't really protect yourself from something unless you understand it. Now, this is kind of the same philosophy I had about serial killers. So, before I started my spiritual journey, I was kind of obsessed about learning about serial killers because I was terrified of them. And so, for me, I thought that knowing as much as possible about them could help keep me safe from them. And I do actually believe that that's true because knowledge is power. And when you understand people's modus operandi, you understand how to avoid them and you understand little things that someone else might not notice that are suspicious. And these are the little things that could save your life. There are also people like who have been kidnapped by serial killers who got away. Right? I'm not saying that that is a foolproof method for serial killers, but there are people that would have died that instead were able to use particular tactics to escape because they understood the situation enough. So knowledge is power. And in my opinion, the best way to protect from psychic attack is to really open your psychic gifts safely. I would say, like, in a mentor relationship is the safest way to do it. Get training, like, do all the things so that you are aware of the psychic world, so that you understand the landscape, because knowledge is power. And the best way to prevent and protect from psychic attack is to be fully in your power. And that requires knowledge. You have to understand the psychic world in depth, in nuance, the light and the dark, like all of the aspects of it, because you can't really protect yourself from something you don't understand. So that is maybe not the answer that you wanted to hear, but that's the genuine answer. There's lots of little things that you can do if you're not willing to go that route. And those are going to be helpful from small psychic attack. Those are going to be helpful if you're just experiencing like psychic attack from other people, then crystals, really basic shielding, return to sender or return to source to transmute and transform, like really basic techniques with your energy field, crystals, necklaces, maybe oils, maybe like a little sachet, like those really basic techniques. You can find some of those in books too. Like that could be helpful for really low level psychic attack from another person. Yeah. Yeah, you could absolutely protect yourself in that way. That's why people use like the evil eye and stuff like that. Those are really great for that type of psychic attack. If you're not willing to become like a psychic Jedi or like you don't want to go down that path, I'd probably say the second best method that's kind of an in between the two of like you're just gonna do like the crystals kind of route and like maybe put mirrors around your energy field, um would be really getting to know at least a few good guides, and those can even be like angels or like whatever you want. Um but if so, you have to vet them. You have to carefully vet them because you cannot just trust because they are spirits that they are good spirits. Even if they look pretty and say nice things, you can't. Just like this whole landscape, it's complicated. You wouldn't just trust a random stranger in New York City off the street, in London off the street, and like assume that they were this amazing person because you don't know them. So you have to get to know them and vet them. If you have even one guide that you profoundly trust, that's going to help because at least you can ask them questions. Okay. Now, the best thing that you can do is to grow your psychic skills and become aware of the entire landscape, because once you understand how things work, once you understand the realities of things, then you can truly protect yourself. Then you can be in your power. Then you know how things work. Then you can fight back and protect yourself at all costs. And the key to it all is being in your power. But how can you be in your power if you don't have the right knowledge? So I know that's a complicated answer and that might not be the answer that you wanted to hear, but that's the truth. Good boundaries really help too. Doing nervous system work really helps too, because the healthier of a nervous system you have, the less of a target you are. And who you interact with in just the people realm, right? Being careful about who you associate with, where you go, how well do you know someone before you're having sex with them? Like all of these things are really important. So that's energetic hygiene. Um, and like boundaries are a part of that. It's kind of like emotional hygiene, right? And there's an energetic emotional combination to boundaries. Um, that is the short answer. If the only thing that you're really worried about is psychic attack from other people, get the evil eye, get some necklaces, get some really basic stuff like that. That for a lot of people is the only thing that they're worried about and the only thing that they need to be worried about because that's the only problem that many people experience. So if that's the case, then that is the perfect advice for you. There's also some really basic books on psychic attack if you want to look those up too and preventing it. And those books are really full of those type of techniques like crystals, oils, pendants, that sort of thing, like sigils that you could put on put on a piece of paper and put it on the door or something really simple stuff like that. Something you could put underneath the doormat on the front of the door, or even painting your front door a certain color, stuff like that. Shielding your house, calling on archangels. Like these are all the more beginners techniques, and they are going to be all that many people need to know. But if you have found yourself in a situation where it's clear that you need to know more and you need help, you can always book with me below.